Are you with me, Carrie?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yay! Yes, I can. Thank you so much for joining.
Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. But so excited to share because this is a long and windy path, but I am so grateful to finally be here. So the story really starts in 2015 on a day I let my dog out the back door at 7 a.m. to find a sheriff sitting there. This guy had actually let himself into my fenced-in yard and was waiting there on my patio furniture. Now, to be fair, I actually had been trying to evade him. I know this is not my finest hour. I wouldn't answer the door or sometimes drive by the house if I saw him, parked in front of there because I knew what was coming. And I was honestly just scared. I didn't have the answers and I didn't want to face it. So I had never understood the foreclosure process until then. But I found this out pretty quickly when my ex-husband left while I had cancer because our marriage wasn't fun anymore. So I was completely blindsided one day when I came home from running errands and I saw him sitting there with his backpack on. And he said, I'm out of here. This is not fun. So he literally walked down the road. And as someone who was focused on raising our kids, I was not prepared to take on the mortgage all by myself. But at that point, I was determined to do whatever it took. So when my full-time job wasn't enough, I got a second job. When that wasn't enough, I got a third job. And so I really did try my best, but it seemed like that just wasn't good enough. And when you're raised by two hardworking parents who grew up on farms, like they're just used to working a lot. So when things weren't working for me, I was determined to work harder and longer and more, even leaving my 9-year-old in charge of my 5 and 6-year-old to get on the bus in the morning. At this time, our house was already in active foreclosure for 3 years. We had somehow survived 7 other sheriff sales, but they didn't fall. They fell through. I had heard that this is very uncommon, but that July morning when I walked out, he handed me the papers. He said, "We're starting this all over again." And it was the straw that broke the camel's back. So that night, I sat my kids down. We were having our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I remember I told them two things. The first was that I had to cut out all of their beloved activities, gymnastics, dance, basketball. And number two, I said, even though it was July, like you're getting one present for Christmas and I don't want you to cry about it. I felt like I needed to prepare their hearts because I didn't want it to be terrible. So I could see in their eyes, I could see the fear, and I knew that I was failing them as their mother. And I quickly excused myself. I ran to the bathroom. I was sobbing my eyes out. And I don't know how long I was in there. But at one point, I heard a little knock on the door and I opened it up. And there was my youngest daughter, Amelie. And she was standing there. She had a pink cheetah print suitcase. I actually still have it. And she said, "Mom, we're going to be okay. I have lots of things for us to sell for money." And that completely broke my heart. Now, as sweet and like childlike faith as that was, I was like, oh no, like my little girl is not going to fix this for our family. So that was the night that I was determined to find something. That led me into a very long, kind of windy road, like I said, of looking for something. I knew that there was something out there that was going to work. So, tried network marketing, tried Etsy, tried drop shipping, tried a really expensive $10,000 Amazon program, and just found myself frustrated, time and time again, when I would get my hopes up, I would get so excited and be like, guys, I found something. And then 21 different times it fell through. And so I was actually a little nervous, very skeptical, very guarded when I saw a friend from church doing this. And I just watched for a long time. And I think when you've been hurt in the past, you're just you're trying to protect yourself from more failure. And I literally thought that I was determined or destined to live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life. And so She told me it was this simple program that you just plug into that she didn't even create herself, but you could still sell for 100% profit. And I was like, this has got to be too good to be true because I've actually done 4 other programs that come with master resale rights. But once I got inside, none of them lived up to what I was hoping they would be. I was like, dang it, but there's money down the drain because I'm not going to sell anything that I don't believe in. So this was completely different. I got set up. I am not a techie person at all. The support in the community is unreal. And again, I think the thing that really blew me away was Michelle. Her love for us, her support, the way she stays on coaching calls for hours and hours and hours. Oh my goodness. She loves this community and wants us to succeed. So by day 3, I had made my first sale when I first started talking about it. One weekend, I was at 10,000. And the funniest thing is that because I wasn't sure this was going to work, I didn't tell a single person in my family. I was scared. And so I didn't tell my husband, I didn't tell my 3 kids, and I did not tell my parents. And so it was really fun. After 30 days, my skepticism had faded, and I was able to do videos one by one with them sharing. Guess what, guys? I had made over $51,000. So that was literally one of the best days of my life, sharing what this program has done for me, the amount of money. I'm licensed as an occupational therapist. I have worked full time for so long, and this takes hours, college, all this kind of stuff, but I've never made over 63,000 in a year working full time. And on day 67, I hit 6 figures. And so it's literally a dream come true because I've always wanted more for our family, and it's happening. And I feel like now I can help more people. I can impact more. I can give other people the ability to dream again. So we're debt free. I was able to pay off all of our medical debt, attorney debt, and give to things that God has been placing on our hearts. And I took our family on vacation. We bought our dream boat. Like, it's literally been life changing. And if you feel like you've been burned by things in the past and nothing has worked, I'm just telling you, do not give up hope. That is the biggest thing that this has brought back for me and what I love to share with others. So thank you, Michelle, for this.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I love your story. And you're such a great example that your circumstances don't define you. And you just kept on going and you knew there was something out there because most
Yeah.
people wouldn't have tried 21 different ways. So I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad you're here. And it's amazing because not only has this changed your life, but, making that much money, you've changed a lot of other people's lives as well. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate it so much. Ah, what a beautiful story.